Hi friends, this is Web's lesson video tutorial, and this part we are going to discuss topic like PHP form validation. Form validation is an headache of every PHP web developer, because if form data has been properly validated then only system work properly, otherwise anybody can hack our system using SQL injection. We all know form validation has been done on client side and server side. If we have used client side validation then we have used JavaScript code, and if we have used server side validation then we have to use PHP code. But no, we want to validate form without using any line of code. For this here we have used Parsley's JavaScript library for PHP form validation. By using this library we can validate form on client side, and it has used DOM API for form validation. Now we have start learning this topic. Here we will make simple registration form, and that form value will be validated by using Parsley's JavaScript library. This is our working folder, and under this we have index page, and under this we have already imported Bootstrap library, jQuery library, and Parsley JavaScript library link. So we can use functionality of this all library under this page. First we want to make one register form, so here we have write HTML form tag with ID is equal to validate form. This form ID we will use to initialize Parsley JavaScript. Under this form we have write input type is equal to text and name, and ID attribute is equal to first name, and here we have required attribute for validation. Under this user can enter first name details. Same way for enter last name details. Here we have write input type is equal to text, name, and ID is equal to last name, and for validation here we have write required attribute. After this in third field we want to enter email details, so here we have write input type is equal to text, name, and ID is equal to email, and for validation here we have write required attribute. For filled password details we have write input type is equal to password, name, and ID is equal to password, and for form validation here we have add required attribute. Now here we have again write input type is equal to password, name, and ID is equal to confirm password, and for required field validation here we have write required, this field for enter confirm password details. Same way for fill website details, here we have write input type is equal text, name, and ID is equal to website. After this we want to get confirmation from user he has accept our terms and condition. For this here we have write input type is equal to checkbox, name, and ID is equal to check rules. Every user must be accept terms and condition. Here we have add required attribute. Lastly for submit form details we have write input type is equal to submit, name, ID and value is equal to submit. By click on this button user details will be submitted to PHP script. Now we want to activate Parsley JavaScript library on this form with ID validate form. So here we have write $with form ID validate form with Parsley method. This method will activate this library on this form data. Friends, here we can see when page has been loaded into browser, then we can see that simple registration form on web page with submit button. When we have click on submit button, then we can see HTML5 validation on web page. But we want to use Parsley for form validation, so now we have start discussing form validation using Parsley JavaScript library. For this we have go to index page, and here all fields are required to fill. So first we want to validate first name text box, and under this user can only alphabet character without space. So here we have write data Parsley pattern attribute is equal to pattern for accept only alphabet character without space. It will validate that value of this field has been matched with define regular expression. If value not match, then it will display validation message on web page with text box background color will be changed. After this, here we have add one more attribute like data Parsley trigger is equal to key up event. This attribute define on which event you want to display any validation message. So here when user types something and he has enter wrong data, then it will display validation message. So on key up event it will display validation message. Friends, here we have refresh page and directly click on submit button, so here we can see validation message on web page. Same way we have write John 123 in first name, then on typing it has display validation message like invalid value. So this way we can validate first name using Parsley JavaScript library without write any line of code. Now we want to use same validation for last name also, so here also we have write data Parsley pattern attribute is equal to regular expression for accept only alphabetic character without space. After this, here we have also write data Parsley trigger attribute is equal to key up. If we have enter any wrong non-alphabetic character or space, then it will display validation message. Now we want to validate email ad, so here we have write data Parsley type attribute is equal to email. It will validate that value is a valid address or not. On which event we want to display validation message. For this, here we have write data Parsley trigger is equal to key up. So if user fill email field and he has tried to type wrong email, then it will display validation message on web page. Here friends, first we have refresh page, and in email field we have type something, and after write something it has display invalid email address message on web page. Now we have type proper email like johnsmith@webslesson.info, then it has removed validation message from web page. So this way we can validate email using Parsley library without write any line of code. After this we want to validate password field value, so here we have write data Parsley length attribute is equal to 8 and 16. This attribute will validate password length has been between minimum 8 and maximum 16. If password string length not come in between this two range, then it will display invalid password error on web page. Now when this message must be seen. For this, here we have write data Parsley trigger attribute is equal to key up. So on key up event it will display validation message if value not come in between minimum and maximum range. Friends, first we have refresh web page, and now we want to check password length validation. So here we have type only 4 character in password field, then we can see invalid password validation message on web page. Now we have enter password with minimum 8 character and maximum 16 character. After write this password, validation message has been removed. After we want to validate confirm password value must be match with enter password value. For this here we have write data parsley equal to attribute is equal to password field ID. This attribute validates this field value match with value of password. If confirm password field value not match with password field, then it will display validation message on web page. Now we want to display this validation message on which event. For this here we have write data parsley trigger attribute is equal to key up event. So when user types something in confirm password field value is not match with password field, then it will display validation message. Friends, here we have refresh web page, and here in password field we have enter password text, and in confirm password field we have enter password 123. After write this it has display confirm password value not match with password field. So in password field also we have write password, so here validation message has been removed, because both field value has been match. So this way we can validate confirm password value with password. After this we want to validate website field to check this field value is URL or not. So here we have write data parsley type attribute is equal to URL. This attribute check this field value is proper URL or not. If it is not proper URL, then it will display validation message. Now we want to trigger this validation on which event. So here we have write data parsley trigger attribute is equal to key up. So when user type under this tag, and it will check enter value is proper URL or not. Friends, here first we have refresh web page, and after refresh of page, here in website field we have type something, then it has display invalid URL validation message on web page. Now we have type proper URL like webs-lesson.info. After type this things invalid URL validation message has been removed from web page. So this way we can validate URL using Parsley JavaScript library. Lastly, we want to validate user has accept terms and condition by checkbox, and for this validation we not want to write any attribute. Only required attribute is for validate this validation using Parsley JavaScript. If not checkbox, then form will not be submitted. After all validation, now we want to submit form. If all data are proper and has been validated by using Parsley JavaScript library, so for submit form using Parsley JavaScript. Here we have write $with form ID validate form with on method, and under this we have write submit event. So when form has been submitted, this code will execute. Under this first we have write event.preventdefault method. This method will stop to submit form to server script. Below this we have write if statement and condition. We have write $with form ID validate form with Parsley method is valid method. This method will return true if all form data has been validated using Parsley JavaScript library. Under this block we have write Ajax request with first option URL set to action.php. Here we have send request to this page. In second option we have write method, and here we have use post method for send data to server. In third option we have write data option, and in this option we can define which data we want send to server. So here we have write $this with serialize method. This method will convert form data into URL encoded string. After this we have write before send callback function. This function has been called before request send to server. Under this function we have write $with submit button ID, submit with attribute method with two argument like disabled and disabled. This code will disable submit button after click for prevent to inserted single data multiple time. Below this we have write $with submit button ID, submit with value method, and under this we have write submitting. This code will change submit button value before Ajax request send to PHP script. In last Ajax option we have write success callback function. This function has been called if request completed successfully, and it will receive data from server which we can access from this data argument. Under this function first we have write $with form ID, validate form with 0 index with reset method. This code will clear all form field. After this we have again write $with form ID, validate form with Parsley method reset method. This code will remove all Parsley JavaScript library format from form, and form will be clean. Now we want to enable submit button, so here we have write $with submit button ID, submit with attribute method with two argument. In first argument we have write disabled, and in second argument we have write false. This code will enable submit button. After this we want to reset submit button value to submit. So here we have write $with submit button ID, submit with value method, and under this we have write submit. It will reset submit button value to submit. Lastly we have write alert statement with data argument. This code will pop up value of data argument on web page. Now we have moved to write PHP code in action.php. So here we have write if statement, and under condition we have write is set function with $post first name argument. This condition will check this variable value is set, then it will execute if block of code. Under this block we have write $connect variable is equal to new class object with three argument like MySQL host set to localhost, database name set to testing, username set to root, and password set to blank. After making of database, now we have write $data variable is equal to array with first name key value get from $post first name variable, second key last name value get from $post last name variable, third key email value get from $post email variable, fourth key password value get from $post password variable, and last key website value get from $post website variable. This way we have store all form data into $data variable in array format. Now we have write $query variable is equal to insert into register table with table column like first name, last name, email, password, website with values get from : first name, last name, email, password, website. This query will insert data into MySQL table. Below this we have write $statement variable is equal to $connect variable with prepare statement, and under this we have write $query variable. This statement make query for execution. After this we have write if statement, and under condition we have write $statement variable with execute method, and under this we have method we have write $data variable. If query successfully execute, then it will execute if block of code. Under this block we have write echo statement with message like registration completed successfully. This message will be pop up after successfully registration. Now we have check output in browser. Friends, first we have refresh web page, and after refresh of web page we can see registration form on web page. Now we have directly click on submit button. After click on submit button we can see validation message on web page. So now we have write John 123 in first name field. After write we can see validation message like invalid data. So we have remove 123, and after this validation has been removed from first name field. After this in last name field we have write Smith. After fill data in this field, then also validation message been removed from this field also. Now we have move write fill details under email field. So here we have type invalid email address in this field. So here we can see invalid email format message on web page. So here we have write proper email, and after write proper email, validation message has been removed from this field also. Now in password field we have type only 4-character password. Then we can see validation message like password must be minimum 8 and maximum 16 character long. So we have type simple password text in this field, and validation message has been removed from this field. After this in password field we have type password 123. Then it has display validation message like confirm password is not match with password field. So here we have remove 123. Now both password and confirm password value has been matched, so validation message has been removed from this field. Same way in website field we have enter invalid website address. So here we can see invalid URL validation message. So after this we have enter proper website address, and after enter proper website address, validation message has been removed from this field also. Now we have again click on submit button, then here we can see terms and condition accept field is required to check. Without check this field we cannot submit form. So here we have accept this terms and condition. And lastly we have click on submit button. Here all form field has been properly validated by using Parsley JavaScript library, and form data has been submitted to PHP script, and we can see pop-up registration completed message on web page. So this way we can validate PHP form by using Parsley JavaScript library without write any line of code, and for form data validation we have to write only data attribute in HTML field, and that field data has been validated. So this library has reduced form validation work of web developer. If you have any query or input regarding this video tutorial, please comment your query or input in comment box, or if you like this video tutorial, please share with your friends, or even you can also share on social media also. If you want to get more update regarding our video tutorial, please subscribe our YouTube channel for get more update regarding release of future video. Lastly, keep watching our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching this video tutorial.